We are here live at Four Horsemen Studios. That's me. That's right. Directed by Dre.
I'm John Rocha at The Rocha Says.
Here we go. Let's jump right in
Yep.
for the Money in the Bank
Podcast.
Simulcast.
Simulcast.
Where are we starting, John? Segment 1.
Segment 1. All right, let's just jump right into it. Big news out of the WWE this week. Dolph Ziggler has a concussion.
Ooh.
He is out of the triple threat match for the Extreme Rules pay-per-view, and he's the champion.
Yeah.
So-
Now, here's the thing.
Yeah.
Concussion.
Well, yeah. You tell me. I think it's a valid thing. He got kicked in the head pretty hard, but you think you don't believe in the concussion.
I think the WWE is brilliant because they're setting him up for his face turn.
Really?
I think this concussion is a fabrication, so we feel bad for him. I read the interview. He said he was a little shook up and honestly quite scared. The Dolph Ziggler that we know would not be scared.
That's true. He's taken some pretty insane bumps. So
this
it's
guy
kinda
has
shocking
fallen off of ladders.
That's
and
true.
I know he's a little scared.
From a concussion.
He's turning face, people.
You really think he's turning face? You really think he's going to turn in face now?
I have called things like this before, which
That's
we will
true.
get into
We'll get
later
into
on.
That's true. Fair point. Fair point.
So tell me why you think it's legitimate.
Well, I think it's legitimate because I think the WWE wants to be seen as some kind of legitimate global brand. So all sports are jumping on the concussion thing, and so they're trying to be real careful with the concussions. And it makes sense at this point if he's legitimately hurt. Like we haven't seen Punk. Same thing. He's might be legitimately hurt.
I think
Although
they're
you
setting
think
him
it's
up for a face turn
oh
as
my
well.
God! Every time it's a face turn with an injury.
Okay, but let's look at this.
All right.
Let's analyze this
Break
real
it down,
quick.
son. Break it down.
With this triple threat match and face turns and heel turns,
Yeah.
we are having a flip-flop. Miz has gone face. Alberto's gone face.
Yes.
We lost 2 heels, right?
Right.
So with Ziggler going face, I think maybe
Yeah.
my wish could come true for someone. We'll talk about that later too.
All right.
Someone else could be going heel.
Well, Big E's already heel. Who would be going heel?
I think
Oh my God. You're going to hear it here first, folks.
my boy, not really my boy, he will be my boy, John Cena. Could
Get
be
the
heel.
hell out.
I think it could happen.
We are not talking about Cena right now.
We're not,
We're
but
not.
that's why I think Ziggler is going face.
All right.
You brought up a good point last week.
Yeah.
You said that Ziggler could be that person to carry that mantle.
I think so. That's my belief.
Because
he could
that's
be,
why
he could be the next Cena.
you're
I
right
think so.
on.
Okay. All right. Maybe it's going to happen that way.
So let's talk about the triple threat match.
Okay. It's no longer a triple threat match.
That's right.
Now they've made it a match between Del Rio and Swagger.
Yep.
It's an I Quit match.
Yes.
So who do you think is going to be the I Quit?
Well, okay.
Who do you think is going to? Well, first of all, what do you think of the match?
I think it's a great match.
Yeah,
I
you
think the
think-
setup is great.
Okay.
These two styles that these two wrestlers have lend towards submission.
Right.
And I think having an I Quit match highlights what these guys can do.
Right.
I think it's the ankle lock versus the armbar.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm going with the armbar.
Del Rio.
Going with Del Rio.
Alberto Del Rio.
Do we have the rolling R's or do we have the lisp?
Oh my
of
God.
Jack Swagger?
Listen. Well, one's self-induced and one you're born with. Let's just be honest here. What did you think about Swagger and Coulter this week?
First of all, I gotta say, I love Coulter. Yosemite Sam is one of my favorite characters of all time.
And by the way, he takes some great bumps.
He's taken some hits
for an
the
old man.
guy.
For an old man, he takes the hits.
He and that mustache.
Yeah.
No, I love what he's doing. I love what they're doing with him. I think that actually putting these two together really helps Swagger.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
He needs
absolutely him. Swagger was dead.
He was dead.
R.I.P. that career. And Coulter, they dragged him out, and now he's
the
main
hand
eventing.
came through the
He
grave.
really did. He's main eventing now.
He is.
You know, and I love it because these are two conservatives in Linda and Vince who are making, in essence, fun of Fox News. It's shocking to me. But
Well,
the thing works.
It works.
And people are chanting USA, USA, USA
It's
when Del Rio is talking.
mind-boggling.
So, because they love Del Rio on SmackDown, but then the Raw crowd kind of turned on Del Rio and was chanting USA, USA with Swagger. It was shocking.
I think that you have a nail on the head. They're willing to make fun of themselves because they also know that the crowd would go that way.
Yeah.
It's a way of them maybe getting their message out politically.
It's, oh my God. What? You think it's...
I think it could be.
Wow.
The crowd is cheering for him.
All right.
You know
and
what
I will say, Del Rio was a little clumsy on the mic.
Yeah, he was.
When he was on ringside, like they asked him about the table, using the ladder in the mat. Like, does that affect you, or what do you think about that? And he seemed to be stuttering all over the place,
Well,
and I was surprised by
It's a
that.
second language.
Oh. As a Latino, I'm offended by that. I am offended by that particular statement. So, who do you think is going to win? Real quick.
I'm going to go with Swagger.
Okay, I said Del Rio, and we'll talk about it more.
Okay, all right, good. Here we go.
We have to move on. Oh, what the hell?
We got ding ding for
We're
we got
supposed
a
to have
phone
a bell.
call.
All right. So what's our next? There we go. Oh my God. Hey, we're still working it out.
The stopwatch.
All right, we are back.
Woo!
For segment number 2.
Dose.
We're going to talk about the Silverback, the Predator, Mark Henry.
Mark Henry.
He scares you.
Scares the living hell out of me.
Let's talk about what he did on SmackDown.
Oh my God. He pulled 2
Not one.
Not one, which he did before.
Right.
He pulled 2 tractor trailers. If you believe what we saw, he pulled 2 tractor trailers and broke a world record.
There is no real way to fake pulling 2 trailers.
Unless you got a bunch of people pushing from the back, but that would be impossible.
But the guy is legitimately
Yes, I know.
the strongest
Listen,
man.
I believed it. I'm not questioning it. It scared the hell out of me.
And he fell down
Yeah, he did.
after he was done,
yeah.
kind of like Rocky Balboa after beating Ivan Dragunov. He fell down.
Yeah. Oh, no. That's
And
a
the primetime players were like, "You got it, boy. You got this, boy. Yeah, yeah. Millions of dollars. Millions of dollars.
PTP, son.
So
Yeah.
I want to just say right now, I
Yeah.
wish I had that. Who's the wrestler that had the hand on his back?
Oh, my God.
You know what I'm talking about?
Barry
something.
something. Yeah.
Okay. Last week
Yeah.
on our test run, I said,
Yeah.
with my X-ray vision,
did.
Gordon vision, this was going to end up in a strap match.
Yeah, you did say
When
that.
Mark Henry beat the snot out of Sheamus with that belt.
Those pictures, unsettling as hell.
Welts.
They remind me of the time when Hogan, I don't know if for all the older fans out there.
Yes.
And you young kids, you should go find this video.
YouTube.
Of Hogan getting frog splashed by King Kong Bundy and the welt appearing on his stomach. It sickened me that much.
It was bad.
It was worse to me than Foley going off the cage.
Oh, this was terrible because he kept beating him.
He kept whipping him.
I was like, Kunta Kinte,
my
stop it! Stop it!
And on that white skin of his,
human
the
jar
red
mayonnaise.
was like,
Ooh.
the red was like, boom, the great white, literally, like the red was screaming off his body. It was insane.
And I think this is a great setup. This is a great match because when you have these 2 guys who are power-based in a strap match, it kind of takes a little bit of that power game wrestling style out of it.
Absolutely. And
Go
yeah,
ahead.
go ahead. JBL said a great thing because he was like, how in the heck is Sheamus going to drag 450 pounds, which I think is what Henry weighs, to 4 ring posts and that is like, you're like, yeah, wait, how is he going to do that?
And that's how you
'Cause
win
this
the
guy-
match, guys. Just so
Right.
you know,
Oh,
a
yeah,
strap
man.
match, you got to touch all 4 corners by dragging your opponent when they're incapacitated
Right.
to each corner of the rope. And how are they going to do that?
Yeah, exactly. Because he's huge. And Mark Henry can do it, no problem, because he pulled 2 tractor trailers. What's a human being? It's nothing to him, a
The
human being.
psychological warfare that Mark Henry is imposing on Sheamus, I could pull
Oh my
2
God.
tractor trailers. I can
Yeah.
most certainly pull your little ass.
Right. That's
All
what
right?
it seems like, right?
That's exactly what it seems like.
That's what scares me about it, because he is so strong, and nothing seems to affect him.
And what happens if he messes up and you know, I don't know, a guy that strong, you never know what can happen.
Yeah. Well, listen, I was on the fence about this matchup, and I'm totally in now. After
Okay.
the last few weeks and the segments that they've done,
That's
I
great.
am mad in. Like, the attacks kind of piqued my interest when they were getting attacked during interviews. That was awesome. Then the whipping. Now the moving of tractor trailers by one human being.
Whipped him like glory, like Denzel with that one tear. Bing! Give him an Oscar. I'll tell you what they've done with this whole segment.
Yes.
They have brought back the art of building an angle.
Yes. Oh, yeah,
It
that's a
started
great
with
point.
one little attack,
Yep.
then another attack. Like, why are these 2 guys attacking each other
Yep.
backstage?
Yep.
And it is built into, and this is what they need
Yeah.
to
Oh, yeah.
do
Oh, yeah.
with their main eventers. Build
Great
an
point, man.
angle.
That's a great point.
Have to do it.
Yeah, in the old school days, they would take a long time to build the angles.
Sometimes 6 months.
Yeah, 6 months before you actually see the match.
Right.
Right. This is great because it's a little bit of a reminiscence of the old school stuff.
Right.
And they're building it slowly and slowly and slowly. And I'm telling you, I was out. Now I'm totally in.
I'm in.
Yeah.
It actually has gotten me. I'm a SmackDown fan.
Yeah.
It has definitely got me to tune back in on SmackDown.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah, this week's SmackDown was fantastic.
It.
I was blown away. It beat Raw. In my
I was
opinion,
gonna say it beat Raw.
It beat Raw. And the ratings were up.
Up.
For both, but more of SmackDown than Raw, from what I read.
So let's talk about this real quick. Who
Yeah.
are you picking? Are you picking Sheamus, the Great White, or are you picking Mark Henry, Sexual Chocolate.
Look, every scared bone in my body says to pick Mark Henry. Mm-hmm. However, the way they've set this whole thing up, I have to go with the Great White because I just believe in Sheamus. I do. What about you?
I am going. I'm going with Great White. I'm with you on this one.
Yes!
I'm with you on this one. I think he
Sheamus.
could beat him, but...
Oh.
All right, moving on.
Moving on. Got to move on. That's the bell.
Okay, this is how I want to lead into this segment.
Okay, we're back, by the way.
Yeah, you ready for this?
Yes.
Da-da-da.
Oh, God.
Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da. Fandango and Jericho. Let's talk about this.
Let's talk about this.
What they did with this angle today.
Yeah.
Not today, on this past show.
Yeah.
With the parquet floor, the
Oh my
dance
God,
off.
that was very funny.
Come on, it
Yeah.
was great.
I was surprised it started raw. Like, I was like, and then it actually was fantastic.
Okay, I'm glad that you were able to see the
Yeah.
value of
No. Don't misunderstand. I see no value in him. I see no value in Disco Fever or Disco, whatever it was called the first time around WCW. I hate this angle. I hate him. I hate you. I hate you. You, I don't like you. I don't like anything that's going on here. I need to see more.
Can't wait till you're on the show.
Yeah,
I love you. I love you. You complete me. So
tell me about it.
When they have this setup of juxtaposing the two dancing sides of this, bringing in the Dancing with the Stars and bringing in his dance. Yeah, when they actually use that part, our producer liked that part.
Yeah.
I like how they're actually, and this is again Jericho going with whatever the WWE is asking him to do. Using the dancing side of it against the wrestling side. They're actually switching focuses. They haven't wrestled that much.
No, I know, it's surprising.
They've wrestled once, right?
Yeah, exactly. Once at WrestleMania.
At WrestleMania.
Yeah, right, exactly.
In which Jericho lost.
Yes.
So where do you think this angle is actually going? And I know you don't like it because you don't like him.
I don't.
But do you see the value in the actual angle
I
itself?
actually do, and let me tell you why. Because I have not been a big fan of Chris Jericho. You know this as
know
my
you're
lifelong friend. You know that I have not been the biggest fan of Jericho.
I know.
I hate that he was the first United champion.
Undisputed
that drives me
champ.
nuts.
I know.
That him of all people. But I will tell you this, for the first time ever in my entire life, and no offense, right, in case we ever get you to come on the show to be interviewed, no offense, got to respect all the work you've done at WCW and the indie markets. I was not a big fan of Jericho. I have become a huge fan of Jericho this time. I'm
Chris
actually
Jericho.
cheering him on. His stuff with Ryback on SmackDown was hilarious. What are the Ryback rules? No carbs. Don't go swimming 30 minutes after eating. That was genius. He is doing amazing work putting this angle over. And I love I called him Fandunghole. Lost it. I lost it.
When he asked Fandango what time he could get his movie tickets for the movie showing, see? It's brilliant. And this is why I love Jericho, because last year, this time, he was the heel.
Yes.
With that smug look with the suit. And Nanette actually couldn't, my wife, couldn't actually, she couldn't stand him. Shout out.
Yeah.
And she doesn't watch wrestling unless I'm watching it.
Right.
So I think what's going to happen at Extreme Rules, I think Jericho's going to take this match.
Oh.
Because they gave, get me called Disco Inferno.
Yeah,
not Disco Inferno, Fandango,
God,
the
he
win
really
at
is.
WrestleMania.
Please.
I don't think he's going to win 2 pay-per-views in a row.
No, you know what? I agree with you too, and I'll tell you why. Because I think the gimmick is dying. You haven't seen like the whole dancing thing that was huge after the WrestleMania. By the way, it was done as a joke because the fans were turning on having Disco Inferno Part 2 shoved down their throats.
That's your opinion.
That post WrestleMania Raw, the fans turned on it.
They loved it.
But WWE was like, oh, they're cheering for him now. Even the announcers were thrown off by the fact that they were doing this because they were doing it ironically. But now it's a huge thing. It became a huge thing. But now, if you notice, on Raw, there was only 2 crowd shots, and it was like guys half-heartedly doing it. Because they're really not, no one else is doing it around them.
You know
and
what?
That tells you that to me, it's dying, so they're gonna have Jericho win. That's my opinion.
I think Jericho is going to win, but I don't think it's going to kill the angle. I don't think it's going to kill the Fandango thing. I actually think Jericho winning is going to help Fandango. I think Fandango, as soon as he hits, and as soon as he gets one of the straps, either the U.S. title or the IC title, that thing is going to come back.
Yeah, maybe. The IC title would be the smart move.
He's gonna get
It's a more legitimate title than US.
Who has it now? Wade Barrett?
Right. Wade Barrett.
Come on.
Come on. Don't bash Wade Barrett.
Fandango is definitely gonna take that. And once he does,
Yeah.
he's going to now pay his dues a little bit. This is what they usually do formulaically. They have somebody win at a big pay-per-view.
Yeah.
There's an old wrestler putting him over.
Yeah.
But he's going to start taking his hits.
Yeah.
And I'm going to say, I think that Jericho's going to win. But in the long run, I'm predicting Fandango to win the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship.
All right, maybe. But I need to see some good wrestling from him. And I love what they did at Raw with the fake injury for the girl.
Oh,
that
great.
was great. Like, that was fantastic.
We got to move on.
I know, we're over time, but that was awesome. Great job by the WWE to have her fake break her ankle. Oh, my God.
Chair shot. All right.
All right. Woohoo.
We are back
Welcome
here
back.
with the Money in the Bank simulcast.
Yeah.
We have our caller,
Yeah.
Matt, our boy from college, who would always beat us in N64.
Oh, my God.
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
But he's here calling in. What's up, Matt?
What's up, Matt? Awesome.
So, Matt, we wanted to talk to you and get your opinion on the actual state of wrestling, the direction it's headed. Can you talk a little bit about that? Give us your, give us the Matt facts on that.
I'm very, very nervous about what John Cena represents.
Oh.
I love you,
Just
Matt.
come out.
I love you.
I'll come out and say it like that.
Right.
I think there's always been a character that the World Wrestling Federation has had that is the baby face that appeals to the kids, that appeals, the more family friendly. Like they've always had a character like that. Hogan was that.
Hogan
Right,
was, yeah,
right.
it's true.
Difference. The Rock was that. The Rock could go back and forth. Bret Hart was that. They've always had a character like that. The difference between those guys and Cena is that I just think Cena's a fraud.
Wow.
Ooh.
Now, let me clarify that.
I love this.
I'm
Oh, my God.
not saying that I'm not saying he's not a good enough in-ring worker. He works hard. He's a workhorse. He works hard.
Right.
Right.
And he's decent on the mic. But I think his mic skills are nowhere near that of any of the guys that I just mentioned. And I don't think his in-ring skills. He's got. I think I said he's got 5 moves.
Right, 5
Yeah.
moves of
He
doom.
just added a 6. But I don't think that he executes. I think that Hogan, even though he did less in the ring,
Yeah.
did better with what he had to work with.
Absolutely.
He sold those moves better,
Yeah.
and from that perspective, he was a better sports entertainer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Matt, can
He
you
was
talk
a-
about that a little
he was-
bit? Matt, can you go back and talk about the mic skills with John Cena? Because he has a lot of mic time. Explain what you mean by his mic skills aren't up to par, because I agree with you.
Yeah.
He is. He's an app. He's like the mix of afternoon cartoons and afternoon specials. I just don't buy him for a second. I think I get why kids like him.
Right.
I get why young girls like. I get that. So but why is he front and center?
Well, it's a part of the
I don't get that at all.
Don't you think it's part of the global brand to
I
be?
think they've got better guys to have that position than him.
Well, yeah, that's a good question, because don't you think it's part of the global brand that they're trying to push him as like a universal baby face, because he's not like, a threatening to anybody. He actually doesn't seem that threatening, so he's the most logical choice. Like, who would you put up there to replace him that would also appeal to kids and also do the Make-A-Wish stuff and push the global brand of WWE forward? Who would you recommend? Because you're saying you don't like Cena for that. Who would you recommend?
That's where you got me. Where you got me.
Okay.
I can't. I think that there are guys that you could push in that direction.
Yeah.
I think.
You know what, Matt? Here's what I think. Because you said, that we got you with that. I think that the answer is whoever they want. Okay? Because let's just be honest. When Cena started, he was doing thugonomics.
Yeah,
He was
that's
a
true.
gangster rapper wearing
That's true.
chains and
That's true.
backward crisscross shorts.
That's
Rest
true.
in peace, crisscross. So they converted
good
him
point.
from this thugonomic guy to a Make-A-Wish guy.
Yeah.
The machine of the WWE can recreate whoever they want.
That's
they
a good
happen
point.
to choose him.
That's a good point,
So,
because The Rock was a big-time heel, And then you catch him. Now he's like goes all the kids stuff, all the charities. So that's a very good point.
They can pick who they want. They have just chosen him. I don't understand why, because his wrestling skills aren't actually up to par with those that we've mentioned in the past.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Even because those who couldn't wrestle in the past, like Hogan, he could sell.
Yeah, charisma. Absolutely.
Either you hit or you sell.
Yeah.
You execute or you take the bumps. And Cena is not really great at either of those. He's very mediocre at all of them.
Yeah.
So to me, he's like a mid-card.
Better than average at best.
That's exactly what I was just thinking.
Right.
Matt, we're running out of time here, but we really appreciate you calling in and talking about that.
Definitely.
I think I'll call Cena and have him call you, and you can give him a little acting lessons, because I know you're working with a lot of actors that are...
Just give me that chance. I could turn him into a star. Legitimate. No, man, I appreciate you guys calling, man. Look forward to talking to you.
Absolutely.
Right, take care, Matt.
That's Matt from North Carolina. Good guy.
Thanks,
Awesome.
Matt.
All right, and we're back to the Money in the Bank podcast. That was Matt, who just called in from North Carolina. We appreciated hearing from Matt.
Sierra.
Oh, my God. Hotel.
Alpha.
India.
Tango.
Echo. Lima. Delta. Obviously, we're going to talk about the Shield. Matt was talking about Cena. The Shield took on Cena in a six-man tag on Raw, which for me was the match of both those
Team Hell
programs.
No and Cena.
Team Hell No and Cena.
Versus the Shield.
Versus the
Yeah,
Shield.
so tell me why
Fantastic.
you think it was the match of the week. What did you think about this match?
Well, I'm a big fan of the Shield as wrestlers. Those
Right.
three guys,
They can wrestle.
Yeah, they can wrestle. And as most people know, they came out of the Ring of Honor, and what's face was champion of Ring of Honor before it all came over. My favorite is Dean Ambrose. Dean Ambrose, I absolutely love him because wrestling is so predictable. Like after you've seen as many years as we've seen wrestling, we can see the angles and the switches coming,
He's very Brian Pillman-esque.
Right, yeah, he's very Pillman-esque, and that's why I love him, because in a world of predictability, my man, you don't know what's going to happen with him
is
at any moment.
A locomotive train.
That's right, and I don't know when he's doing the promos and when he's doing the hits, if he's really doing it, or if he's just off script and going nuts. It's so fantastic.
No, and I like Roman Reigns. I think they are grooming Roman to completely replace Batista.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. You can talk about the size of him and the fact that he's doing the spear to just destroy everybody.
And he's got the tattoo.
Yeah, he's got the tattoos, right.
WWE has a real affinity towards the Samoan wrestlers.
Yeah.
Look at the long list with Batista, with The Rock,
Right.
with all the whole Samoan group.
And they're all related somehow.
They're all related.
Yeah, it has to be, right? They're all like cousin of a cousin of a cousin. That's always how it works out.
I think that he's going to be, I actually think he is the future.
Do you?
Of the WWE.
Really? Roman Reigns?
I'm calling it now.
Wow.
He will be the champion within a year.
Wow. Okay, I disagree. I think Dean Ambrose has the shot. But I hear you.
He'll be the Wade Barrett of the WWE.
Oh, my God. Disagree. I thought Ambrose had a great match against Bryan on SmackDown. That was a fantastic match, a lot of back and forth. And you got to see some of Bryan's ferocity coming through, which he doesn't get to do often with some of the wrestlers that he's usually paired up with.
Yes.
Him and Ambrose have had great chemistry in the ring.
Back and forth.
Yeah.
And I think what they're doing now, which is good, is they're allowing us to see the Shield actually in the ring.
Yes.
Which what they did before was just having them attack people,
Right.
which is very Nexus, NWS.
Yes.
We're seeing a lot of wrestling from these guys.
Yeah.
Which I think is very good for credibility.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So now, again, this is why I get so upset with the WWE.
Break it down.
We talked about this last, because this is going to be bright.
Superstar stuff. All right, go ahead.
We had this great undefeated thing building.
Yes.
Not Nexus.
Well, for the Shield.
For the Shield.
Right.
And then Cena breaks the undefeated streak on the DQ. I mean, what? Why are we doing this? They built something out so great, and then Cena, and his ankle is hurting.
Oh, right.
And then he's gonna. Yep. The Shield's whole thing is now done.
Right. And who didn't know it was going to be all of them against Cena? Because once again, the WWE has to put Cena in these amazingly insurmountable odds so they can sell him to us and have us accept him as some kind of tough guy who's going through all these things. It is so annoying it's repetitive, and it's never works.
It's never worked.
We're still booing him. He could
to this
fight
day.
the devil, and we would boo him. It's just the way it works.
Satan.
Right.
You know what I think?
Yeah.
doing this show is giving me a lot of perspective on Cena.
Well, I'm glad we're helping somebody.
I mean, usually when I see Cena,
Yeah.
I can't see him. I just get annoyed. I mean, not even annoyed. I want to turn the TV off.
That's a good point.
I feel like maybe it's not his fault. Maybe the WWE is just so enamored, they are pushing him on us, and he is not that great on the mic. He's just a product of the system, which is why people don't like him, because he is a product of the system.
I agree. He's a manufactured product of the system.
Paper champion.
Yeah.
He's a paper champion.
Paper
champion, Pablo.
Right? And by the way, can we throw in real quick? Team Hell No feels like an afterthought to me. They're absolutely losing the belt.
They're dropping the straps.
Absolutely dropping the straps.
They've had him for months, and that's gone.
The angle's played out. I think the angle's played out. The yelling at each other. We're done. We're moving on.
Daniel Bryan's goat face is going to shave.
Yeah,
and they're going to put him back as a singles wrestler, and I think he's going to get some sort of title very soon.
Oh, he should. He absolutely should. He
One
deserves
of the best wrestlers in the business
absolutely,
right now.
absolutely.
Hands down.
Right.
That LaBelle lock is, or the no lock.
Right. The no.
Speaking of no,
All right.
moving on.
Moving on. Why?
And we're back, and we're in the middle of the Cena, Ryback migraine that Cena gives me. Okay, so Cena, his Achilles is hurt again.
Supposedly.
Now we've hammered it home,
So to speak. Yeah.
so to speak, where now Ryback has additionally added more damage to the ankle.
Yes.
After the Shield has whooped Cena's butt.
After
So
the 6 10. Yep.
now, how sorry do you feel for Cena now?
Absolutely not sorry at all.
Wait, you don't like him more because he got beat up again by Ryback?
No, I don't. And
Wait. I'm confused.
no.
I thought that because he got beat again, that now you're going to cheer for him.
No, that's what they want you to do. That's what they want you to do. It makes me cheer for him even less.
Less people.
Even less. Because we see it coming, because now they're trying to tell us Ryback, who is this immense physical specimen,
Goldberg.
needs every damn advantage to beat the great John Cena. It's so ridiculous. For God's sakes, he beat Mark Henry. Or he almost beat Mark Henry.
Bro. It drives me crazy. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you get so worked up. I really am.
No,
I
don't
apologize. No, I don't apologize.
You shouldn't apologize.
Because John Cena, again, John Cena, you're a victim. Ooh. You're a victim of the system.
Wow.
Because now your Achilles has been put into the chair. Did he actually?
No, he didn't put it in the chair. He
didn't
just
break
slammed the chair
Okay.
into, and he stepped on it.
Okay, which somehow goes into the Achilles.
Right, somehow.
Okay, so now we're really going into the fact that Cena can't wrestle now with one foot, but he's somehow going to win.
Somehow.
You know he's going to win that match
Against this ferocious competitor like Ryback, who needs to be fed constantly, apparently.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about, is Cena going to win this match in your opinion?
Yes.
Yes, you think he is?
Of course.
I agree with you.
Because all the odds are against him. So once again, Cena's going to win. And I don't think they want Ryback to have the strap. They've given him every possible opportunity to get the strap, and he has again. And the thing is, I've come around on his heel turn. Like, I'm liking the heel turn
I dig
now.
it.
I
dig it.
I wish he wouldn't snort so much when he's in people's faces.
That snorting is
because
ridiculous.
it's like not intimidating at all.
No.
That kind of old school stuff.
I just want to give him a tissue.
Yeah, I want to give him a mint. It must not be smelling well. And no offense, Ryback. Don't beat us up, please. Don't beat us up.
He said it, not me.
Yeah, right, exactly. But and the thing I also don't, I love the heel turn, but he doesn't need to do so much to be a heel. Like he's already so ferocious.
It's
like
the
Mark
Cena
Henry.
problem.
Mark Henry, less is always more with him. And the same thing with Ryback. The whole Ryback rules, the fact that he's chanting his own catchphrase. Oh, I hate that.
This is the problem with this angle because you have two wrestlers who overperform and over-exude wrestling against each other.
Right.
So Cena, who is the champ, is here screaming till the veins pop out of his face, and Ryback, who's Ryback ruling, it's not working for that reason. Right. The fact that they're just clashing. So we've all agreed that Cena's going to win this match.
Probably.
Okay?
Yes, most likely.
So where do we go from here with Cena?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Where do we go from here?
That's a great
Because
question.
the way they
Well-
put Cena and Ryback is the greatest threat to his title reign ever. Oh God!
2 words. Dean Ambrose.
No!
Ambrose.
Not happening.
I'm telling you.
No!
I'm telling you.
No!
I'm telling you.
Dean Ambrose.
If any heel should wear the strap, it should be Dean
He's not getting the strap right away.
I'm telling you.
That's not
They
happening.
gave it to Sheamus in like 5 minutes. Why won't they give it to Dean Ambrose? Come on. I'm just saying.
Who would get it? Who's a good... I don't know.
I just told you who's going to get it.
Yeah, but
You don't buy it.
I don't buy
It
that.
ain't going to be Fandango.
Because they're not going to break up the Shield. The Shield, this is what's going to
'cause
happen.
the Shield are gonna
Ambrose
win.
is going to win the U.S. title, and the other two are going to win the tag title. And the three of them are going to be like, it's going to have like, they're all going to have the belts.
Yeah, but I think the U.S. title's wasted on Ambrose.
But they're going to use that. They're going to
I
develop
guess so.
him.
Right. This is like the NWO when they won all
exactly-
the belts.
that's exactly
at
what they're
WCW.
doing.
Yeah, that's a fair point. That's a fair point.
So now I don't know, where does Cena go from there? Which heel is waiting in the wings?
No, I don't think there's anybody. Is there? Well, unless they turn Orton
Orton could go.
or CM Punk. Hey, here's the name we haven't heard
There
forever.
we go.
Right?
Good call, John.
CM Punk.
CM Punk will come back.
CM Punk's yeah. I mean, we haven't heard from him in forever. You think he's going to do a face turn.
I did, until you brought up that point.
Oh,
Because
okay.
he's the only logical choice.
Right.
I don't know who else could fight Cena at this point.
Yeah.
And they have history.
Yes. A lot of history. And
man.
damn it, I want someone else with a strap.
Me
right
too.
now.
Me too.
I don't care who it is, actually.
I was going to plead to
Segment.
CM Punk to come save us.
Okay. All right, welcome back to the Money in the Bank podcast, simulcast going on. Yeah, man, money. Speaking of money, we are moving on to what the WWE right now is probably going to end Extreme Rules with, which is their money match, in my opinion. Triple H versus Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar.
In a steel cage match. I'm going to say on this. Start off, right off the bat, I am loving Triple H carrying this angle. That is what he is doing.
Yes.
Let's be honest.
Yes.
Lesnar is crap on the mic,
Yes.
which is why he's talking to Heyman.
Which is, Heyman's great, by the way.
Heyman's great on the mic, but Triple H, when he was in the steel cage, saying, the week before he'd said, I have another office, which is my ring.
I loved it.
When he called him out this past week on Raw, called him out to the steel cage, that was awesome.
It was vintage Triple H.
Yes.
And that's what I was missing.
Yeah.
I felt like Triple H has fallen into, and he's still kind of there. He hasn't quite won my heart back yet.
Oh, okay.
Can't toy with my emotions.
Right.
But he had fallen into that Undertaker realm where he's wrestling once a year, twice a year.
Yep.
But he's been on 3 shows in a week.
Yeah,
3
yes.
shows in a month.
Yeah.
Consecutively.
Yep.
Which I love. And he is drawing this angle out by being the mouthpiece for the angle, with like what you were saying.
Yeah, absolutely.
But still backing it up and actually
Right.
fighting in the ring.
Right.
Outside of matches.
Yeah.
So they brawled in the steel cage. It wasn't a sanctioned match.
No.
They just went at it.
Yeah, which I think they sensed, the WWE sensed that the public wanted to see that,
You
to
gotta
get
see
that
it.
last taste
Yes.
before the pay-per-view, which is this weekend. Bing, bing, bing. I hated the invasion of his office angle.
That was weak.
It was so weak. I
Weak
mean, he
sauce.
broke a couple of keyboards and messed with an intern.
Insurance,
it was
people.
Not,
I got Apple Care. Break my computer.
I hated it.
Yeah.
But Triple H saved it with his promo in the ring by saying, I have another office and we fight back.
Right
and that
here.
was awesome.
Yes.
So awesome. And now I'm looking forward to it. Where I was lukewarm about it last week. This final promo in the steel cage put me over the top, and I'm looking forward to this.
Something that they're doing, it boggles my mind because
Yeah.
you know they can do it.
Yeah, of
they
course.
are really getting back to storytelling.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
They are.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, and what they're doing with Brock Lesnar is conventional wisdom would think that Brock Lesnar is only going to wrestle once a month,
Right.
not going to be on the show
Right.
via satellite,
Oh, yeah.
like The Rock has done in the past.
Let's be honest.
It's unfortunate.
Let's be honest.
But
The man's busy.
Brock is there.
Yeah. Yeah.
He's actually participating, and I think that if he doesn't do that, the angle doesn't work, but he is doing that.
Yeah, right, exactly.
And I think that this style of match in the steel cage, I'm a little bit worried for Triple H. I'll tell you why.
I'm not surprised by that at all.
Brock Lesnar left the WWE to go take over MMA
Yeah.
inside of the octagon,
Yeah.
inside of a steel cage.
Yeah.
Who's to say? And this guy, I mean, I don't know how all right he is up here.
Yeah.
I don't want to be in the room with Brock Lesnar because I'm afraid that he could snap my neck in 2 pieces.
Look what he did to Cena in that match. It
Yeah.
didn't look like Cena really got. I mean, he
think
really
he
is
did.
bleeding from his mouth. He's swollen.
I know.
That was supposed to be, staged That was a legitimate
They're going to
punch
get in
the
that
face.
cage, John, and
Yeah.
he's going to snap.
Yeah.
He's going to go all for it.
Well, maybe, man. Maybe. I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't know what's going to happen.
Because Triple H is raising the game, and this is where I think they're bringing back of the Attitude
Yes!
Era really works.
We
in
need
something.
that!
Right, because someone like Triple H, who was part of the Attitude Era, knows
Yes.
exactly how to sell this kind of
Right.
match, how to bring the ferocity into it, how to get the fans excited for these two behemoths facing each other in the steel
You
cage.
got to have these two big guys rocking the cage,
Right.
old school style,
Yeah, old
fighting it out.
Yeah, and you want blood, you want broken bones, you want
gotta be
everything
like
that you
that.
want. Yeah, because these guys are so huge. And
What's
you
the
can
title of
see-
the pay-per-view, John?
Extreme
Rules.
Rules.
It's got to be extreme.
Exactly.
And nothing epitomizes extreme like Triple H and the Sledgehammer
Oh my God!
and
Right.
Brock Lesnar with MMA.
Yeah.
Now, here's what Triple H is going to need after this match.
Yeah.
He's going to need what our sponsor of this episode has given us. USANA Health Sciences has brought us this episode, and I have my Nutrimil. I think he's going to really need a Nutrimil or his health pack after this. You can go to www.thisishowwedo.usana.com for all your health needs and your supplement needs.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
I'm a user of the USANA products. They are fantastic for me. They've solved my joint pain.
Yeah.
And I do CrossFit, and they've been fantastic for me. So I recommend them like crazy.
I was fat. I lost 55 pounds.
Look at that. Look at that. USANA.
Thank you, Dre. Now I'm the professor to tell you what happened on May 15th in the history of professional wrestling. Back in 1995, the year of our Lord, Hunter Hearst Helmsley debuted on Raw in Binghamton, New York. Of course, Hunter Hearst Helmsley went on to become Triple H, a founding member of DX, and current COO of World Wrestling Entertainment. In 2005, in Orlando, Florida, TNA debuted their Hard Justice pay-per-view. The main event, champion Jeff Jarrett defending his belt against AJ Styles. And finally, and most importantly, the professor's pick. Today is Ron Simmons' birthday. Now, before The Rock was WWE champion, before Booker T was WCW champion, and before Ron Killings was TNA champion, Ron Simmons was the first African American champion of a major wrestling federation. Back to you, Andre and Rocha.
Okay, we are back for one of our favorite segments.
Yep.
The glass ceiling.
Wrestler of the Week.
All right, John.
Yeah.
I'm going to jump right in.
Yes.
My glass ceiling wrestler of the week is
Yes.
Mr. Mustache, Cody Rhodes.
What?
Yes.
I cannot even. Okay, you have to explain that, because it makes no sense to me.
Okay, Cody Rhodes is an accomplished wrestler, former IC champion, former tag team champion,
Yes.
and he's stuck doing this mustache angle.
Yes.
Give the guy something to do. They made The Miz the champion.
Haven't they tried to do everything? They even get Caitlyn involved with his angle, and nothing happened.
He's the son of a plumber.
Oh my God.
He's the son of the Dusty Road, the American Dream.
Yes. What's your point?
When's he gonna get his title shot?
Come on, man. I think he's going by the wayside like DiBiase.
No, see, that's a problem. I think they're underusing Cody Rhodes. He can wrestle.
right.
He does have a little bit of a lisp, which I
Yes.
have right now in this mask. But I think that he can do better than what they're doing with him.
Right. All right. That's fair. That's fair.
Okay, who's your guy?
My glass ceiling wrestler of the week is the Barrett Barrage Wade Barrett.
Okay, tell me why.
All right, because I think he's a fantastic wrestler. He's been a great wrestler in the organization since he came on through NXT and with Nexus. I love the fact that he is just very commanding in the ring. He's got great moves, great presence. He's a perfect heel. I just don't understand why they're not giving him more to do. And they put the strap on him, but they don't give him. They're not making him fight anybody that's bringing out his talent that puts him over the top.
I'll
and
tell
I
you
feel like
why.
he's bumping up against the glass ceiling and nothing's happening for him.
Because his monotone stays like this
Oh
in
my
all of his
God.
interviews, and he has this
my
thing,
God.
and the barrage is coming for you, and da-da-da-da.
Listen,
and,
if you're gonna, okay, all right, I disagree with this completely. And by the way, if you're gonna imitate him, put the English accent on there. So
I can't in the mask.
Come on now.
I can't do it.
They had him fight William Regal in the UK, for God's sake.
Well, listen, they're keeping all their people together. All the Europeans are fighting each
It's
other.
ridiculous, man.
It's like Les Mis all over again.
Fine, I'd love to see Barrett fight Cody Rhodes. How about that?
Let's do that.
That would be an awesome match.
We're going to simulate that in a video game and see who would win.
That's right. And I bet it'll be Barrett.
All right.
Again, I'm the professor, here to show you your moves of the day. Assisting me will be Matt Practice from the island of Tonga, and from the mean streets of Harlem, T-Money. Now the first move is a very simple move, but a very technical move. It's the side headlock. As you can see, she interlocks all 4 fingers to get maximum pressure on his head. Now with this move, she's slowly depriving his brain of getting both oxygen as well as blood. And if held on too long, he will be rendered unconscious. It doesn't take too long to render someone unconscious, so you have to be careful with this one. Not too long. And now our second move will be the arm bar. Once you guys are ready, please T-Money. As you can see, she's putting pressure on many different parts of his arm. The wrist, the elbow, the shoulder, and even his neck. Again, this is a very dangerous move and can rip both tendons and, if not too long, bones and ligaments as well. Again, T-Money, thank you for your assistance. And Matt Practice, thank you very much as well.
All right, welcome back. Now we're moving on to our special segment of every week. Each of us has a point of view about a particular subject. Mine is going to be called the Rocha Rant, and my boy Andres is going to be called
Direct to you for my Twitter followers. Directed by Dre.
All right, well, I'm going first this week on the Rocha Rant because I want to talk about Caitlyn. I am a huge fan of Caitlyn physically and as a wrestler. I think she's rather attractive, and I love the fact that they've given her the championship because logically she can kick the butt of any of the female wrestlers currently working, aside from maybe Jimmy Snuka's daughter. To me, that's the only one that I think would give her any kind of real competition. But my problem is this secret admirer angle is wasting our time. It is such a waste of time for everything that's going on because A, Caitlyn's not doing a really great job of selling the secret admirer thing. I love the fact that they've thrown in Kali and Natalia to be the investigators or go undercover. That is funny. That is funny. But I mean, the fact that a side thing should be funnier than the main angle or more interesting than the main angle is probably not a positive situation developing, in my opinion. I think the fact that they had the Bellas sitting ringside with her this past week, and they were killing the angle by saying that she's sending the things to herself, or that her own dad is sending her these things. So it totally kills the angle because you're like, oh yeah, it could be her sending it to herself, so who cares? I think it's such a mistake. They got to give Caitlyn something more to do, and unfortunately, the female wrestlers right now, they're not getting as much attention or as much pop as they used to get in the Attitude Era. And you can tell that by the fact that the announcers are like having small talk or talking about other matches while current Divas matches are going on. So that tells you right there. So I'm telling WWE, my rant, what I'm ranting about is please fix the storylines, fix these situations or bring in wrestlers, female wrestlers, that are going to capture the imagination as much as they did during the Attitude Era. I mean, you had Trish Stratus, you had Stacy Keibler, you had Tori Wilson, you had all these girls coming in. Even at the end there, I forget what her name at this point was, but she came in and she was fantastic. Oh, Alita, duh. Alita was amazing. So that's my rant for this week. Please fix it, WWE, please.
Okay, so John owes me 5 seconds, so here I go.
Go.
Direct to You is directed to Vicky Guerrero. Excuse me.
Oh my God.
Excuse me. Excuse me. I've got to say, Vicky Guerrero, hats off to you. When your husband passed away, God rest his soul, Eddie Guerrero, I never in my wildest imagination thought that you would be as prominent in the WWE as you are right now. And because you weren't a wrestler, you weren't even around.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, not only have you moved forward into the forefront and carried on his legacy in a way that I think he'd be proud, but you get one of the greatest pops of any superstar in the WWE. When the excuse me hits, the crowd goes nuts.
Yeah.
So I want to say, direct to you, Vicky Guerrero, keep up the kick-ass work. And you've lost some weight. You're looking good. I really think that is great stuff. Come on our show. We'll talk about that. USANA, it could be good for you. And again, congratulations on everything that has happened to you. Directly to you, a Dre thumbs up.
Booyah.
That's it. That's our show.
That's our show, right?
We're done.
Are we getting dinged out? We're getting dinged out. Wait, no, wait. We got a little bit of time, don't
Just
we?
kidding. Not our show.
Oh, there it is. All right.
Let's do a quick rundown.
Okay, quick rundown. We can turn to fan. Okay, we're going quick rundown. Extreme Rules predictions. Real quick. Lightning round. Chris Jericho versus Fandango.
Fandango.
Jericho. Randy Orton versus Big Show.
Orton.
Sheamus versus Mark Henry.
Sheamus.
Team Hell No versus Reigns and Rollins tag team tornado
Shield.
match. Shield. Agreed. Shield. Kofi Kingston versus Dean Ambrose U.S. Championship match.
Ambrose.
No, Kofi.
Oh!
I think they're going to put the strap on Dean. Del Rio versus Swagger, I Quit match.
Del Rio.
Alberto Del Rio as well. Triple H versus Lesnar Steel Cage match.
Triple H.
Triple H. That, you heard it here. Those are the predictions this week. Andre.
Those predictions are money. We are the Money in the Bank. Tune in next week and catch us. And actually, we will talk to you soon.
Yeah.
Money.